Welcome back, troops, to Let's Tab 59. Thanks for stopping by. So, what am I doing today? Well, I had man flu. That turned into a chest infection. I've been on antibiotics. It's all cleared up now, I think. I've been doing 4 and 6 milers. Today I'm going to push myself a little bit further and do an 8 miler, just to try and stretch the lungs a bit. So I hope you're all well. What are we going to talk about today? Well, I'll talk to you about physical training in the British Army. Back in the 70s and 80s, I'm going to talk about the kit that we got issued and some of the fitness tests that we did, and a little bit about the PT staff that looked after us. So, what kit did we have? Well, in 1976, when I got into basic training, I was issued with 2 PT vests, a red one and a white one. They're basically a t-shirt with a V-neck, a red one and a white one. Shorts, you had 2 pairs of blue men's PT shorts, sort of elastic waistband, navy blue colour. Mine come down to just above my knees. They were quite comical. Socks, we didn't have dedicated training socks or PT socks. You wore your green woolen army issue socks, folded down in basic training to 4 fingers around your ankle, so you look smart. Footwear, we was issued no training shoes, of course. We were issued plimp soles, black canvas plimp soles with a rubberized toe cap, which had like little bobbles on it. And the soles was no cushioning in them at all. It was just a flat sole, which is sort of a caramel colour sole with a little imprint for grip on the bottom. The toe caps, in basic training, we had to get a heated spoon, heat a spoon up over a candle or something, and when it got hot, you had to melt down the toe cap so it was nice and smooth, got rid of all the little bobbles, and then you had to pull it up like you would your boots. I mean, what's that all about? So that was in basic training. That's the kit we had. And that kit, really, we didn't do many runs in that kit. It was mainly for the gym. We might have gone out for a run, I can't remember really, but I remember wearing that sort of kit when we're doing gym work, circuit training or whatever. So, fitness tests. Well, we had back in the day a BFT, a basic fitness test. Later on, while I was still serving, it was renamed a BPFA, a basic physical fitness assessment. And that involved not just a run, some sit-ups, some push-ups, etc., depending on your age, the numbers you had to do. But getting back to the BFT that we did was basically a 3-mile run, broken up into 2 parts. So the first part was a 1.5 mile run in 15 minutes in a squad. So you get into 3 ranks, the PTI would set you off, he'd run at the front with you. He knew the distances and the times we had to get to, so you'd be jogging along, and then he'd break you into quick march. So it'd be break, quick march, and you'd march, and then when he felt you needed to start running again, he'd break into double time, double march, and you'd run. He'd get you bang in on that 1.5 miles at 15 minutes. As soon as that was finished, you'd turn around, he'd line you up, he'd give you a quick brief saying you've got to go back 1.5 miles the way you come normally, and you've got to do that in your best individual effort, every man for himself. And I believe under 30s, which we all were in basic training, I think you had 10.5 minutes, I believe, to do that second 1.5 miles. When you got back, the PT staff were waiting for you with clipboards and stopwatches, etc., and they would record your name and the time that you completed your testing. Now, that wasn't done in PT kit back in the day. You wore your red or white PT vest, but you wore green, lightweight trousers with a green plastic belt, boots and puttees. Later on, they removed that, and all the training was done, or BPFAs and BFTs were done in training shoes and shorts. But back then, that's what was done. We wasn't issued tracksuits at any time. I think we had to buy ours from the PRI when I was in basic training. I wanted to go and buy a tracksuit. So other tests that we had the individual combat fitness test, ICFT. I think that was an 8 miler with your webbing and your Bergen and rifle helmet. I think it was 8 miles you did it, and I can't remember the exact distance and the exact time you had to do it. At the end of that sort of tab or run, you had to carry out a couple of tasks. One of them was jump a 5-foot ditch with your kit on, obviously, climb into the back of a 4-tonner and out again, carry a man in a fireman's carry for about 90 meters in so many seconds, I can't remember exactly again. And then I think you fired maybe 10 rounds into a target and had to score a certain amount. So it was a longer test, the ICFT. When you got to your battalion or your regiment, You conducted all those same sort of tests every 6 months, I believe, at least once a year. I think it's every 6 months. And the PT was conducted, obviously, by the physical training instructors, PTIs, gym queens, as we called them. 10 times around my beautiful body, go! We all took the mickey out of them with a hair gel, etc. But actually, they're very, very good staff, and it wasn't an easy course for them to do. You had one guy there, a sergeant or a QMSI sergeant major maybe, who was cap badged physical training corps, the Royal Army Physical Training Corps, as it's now called. They got a royal title. But he had underneath him his ACIs, his assistants, and they were the same cap badge as you, but they had done the ACIs course, 6 or 8 week course with the physical training corps, and they would be qualified to be his assistant instructors. They wore a blue tracksuit top with the cross swords, sabres or whatever, on their arm, and they run the gymnasium and organised all your sports. We did, back in the unit now, not in basic training, we did PT on a Monday morning, would be a run normally. Wednesday afternoon, sports afternoon, not Egyptian PT, it's something totally different. Wednesday afternoon, sports afternoon, you might play volleyball or football or something like that. It was normally a sport rather than a run. And then on a Friday, you'd have another run or circuit training like that. So about 2 or 3 times a week you were doing something. But fitness back in your regiment, your battalion, was really down to you. It's a personal thing. If you failed your BFT, you'd take it again the next day. If you didn't have an injury, wasn't an identifiable injury by the medics. If you failed again, they'd put you on remedial PT. So you'd report to the gym every day and do some sort of training with the PT staff down there. Until you was, after a week, they'd put you back through your BFT again until you passed it. If you couldn't pass it, I think you'd possibly get medically downgraded. But that was basically what it was all about. So, like I say, there's only my memories of stuff. I'm sure a lot of you out there have got more memories. You can remember some of the details at times and distance. I've probably got them wrong. I'll say the old grey matter's going a bit. But that's how I remember most of it. So, on that note then, I'm going to head off now. It's lovely and crisp. If you need to get out there yourselves, you get out there and get some fresh air and go for a walk. If you're not doing it already, if you're thinking about doing it, on a nice day like this, get your coat on, get nice and warm and go for a little tab. You don't have to go far, you don't have to go fast. Not proper tabbing, we call it tabbing, it's just walking really at this stage of the game. But get out there, it'll make you feel better, make your head feel better. And till the next time, troops, please subscribe if you can, it means a lot. Till the next time, keep the comments coming, and let's tap.